More than 10 years of war in Iraq and Afghanistan has left thousands of servicemen and women with the scars and injuries of war. A group devoted to showing returning soldiers they haven't been forgotten traveled to Fort Sill Army Post recently, taking with them a healing gift for those touched by war.
Sergeant Jackson! All right, there's your quilt. Give a round of applause.
Calling it the least they could do, two women made the early morning trip to the Warrior Transition Unit at Fort Sill to present special quilts to soldiers still recovering from their wounds.
This wonderful organization has done a lot, to ensure that none of our soldiers ever go cold at night. They want to make sure that we know that the community cares about us and what we've done and what we continue to do.
The Quilts of Valor Foundation is dedicated to recognizing the sacrifices of the men and women who stand in harm's way. Carol Capshaw guides the volunteer effort in southwest Oklahoma.
I just can't tell you how much I respect you and how much we appreciate everything you do for us. And this is just a tiny bit of our appreciation. So thank you very much. We love you all.
Carol has delivered quilts to Fort Sill for more than a year. She remembers the first time she put one into the hands of a wounded soldier.
It was short of my children and my children's children. It was the most moving thing I had ever done in my life. It absolutely, I just thought I was going to explode. It just made me so happy. It's just a little bit of showing them how much we appreciate what they've done. And you hand them the quilt and then they ask you, can they hug you? Oh my God, who cannot be moved by that?
Catherine Roberts launched the Quilts of Valor Foundation 10 years ago in Delaware after her son was deployed to Afghanistan. Since that time, the foundation has delivered more than 70,000 quilts to the nation's wounded warriors. Staff Sergeant Gregory Tabor was injured by a roadside bomb during a tour of duty in Iraq.
It means a lot that people actually care. Because as a wounded soldier, it's easy to forget that there are so many people that care, because we are in the process of healing and we're concentrating just on that.
The quilts are crafted by sewers and quilters who gather at Gail Bush's quilt shop in Chickasha. Gail has been making quilts for more than 3 decades. She and her husband started quilting in the 70s and soon realized they had a knack for it.
They had an art show at the college, USAO, and we took our potholders and some of the recent quilt tops and a few completed quilts to the show and sold our first quilt.
Gail still makes quilts for sale, but once a month she turns her shop over to volunteers who spend the day producing quilts for the troops.
We'd have the shop open on that Saturday, and anyone that wants to come sew can sew with us in peace. And, you know, if they don't have fabric, we're going to provide them with fabric to use.
All of the materials for the quilts are donated. Whenever supplies run low, someone always seems to step up.
When we get short of backing fabric or we get short of batting, it's just like something happens and all of a sudden, there it is. We get a donation, or I even hit my family up at my reunion for some money to buy batting, and I got it.
But it's Gail's quilting expertise and the time and energy she provides that makes this effort a success.
It's pretty easy to get the quilt tops made, but getting them quilted is the big deal. And she provides 1 day a month. We quilt all the quilts, as many as we can in 1 day, and then it makes it possible for us to keep this going.
Which means a lot to soldiers like Sergeant First Class Anthony Redd and Specialist Terry Helms.
Stirred up a lot of emotions to know that people care and take their personal time to do something good for a soldier.
It's great to know that when we come back from Afghanistan or Iraq that we're supported by the community.
Awesome. Round of applause.
Carol and Gail know they can't make the soldiers' injuries go away or change how they were affected by war. What they can do is offer a little bit of comfort with a quilt.